Athina, you are the recently appointed CEO and chairman of a recently established Hellenic Development Bank. I have to say, from the U.S. perspective, we wish we had a national development bank. So we're very envious about having that both vision and set of tools. And I know that with a great team you've assembled, you really have a very significant agenda to move forward. And I think you're doing some things from what you've told me that are very creative, building metrics of success in from the beginning. So please share with us a little bit about, the vision and strategy for the bank and some of your early priorities that you're carrying forward.
Deborah, thank you very much for this invitation to attend the first session of this Building Competitiveness Conversation series. Bringing us together from different sectors, different functions is a great example of your motto, accelerating competitiveness through collaboration. As we know, and as IMF well pointed out, we experience what we call a synchronized slowdown in the global economy. In that sense, countries, regions, unions, and industry sectors are in front of very different and very distinct challenges. We face an uneven economic recovery from COVID. We face, as Simos mentioned, a pressure from financial markets that is affecting competitiveness. We face an increasing integration of artificial intelligence, digital blockchain platforms across sectors, not only banking. And this is just the start. And as already mentioned by the president, we need to make a long-term investing plan. We need to have long-term visions to rebuild our economies, our companies, our future, our lives, and where local and global, as already mentioned, go hand in hand, and they are not separate. In HDB, and as mentioned, we support the turnaround of Greece. Greece has made radical shifts to confront weak competitiveness towards a new stage of stable policy making and frameworks. Today, Greece has a long-term, bold, and aggressive strategy with investment choices to enhance synergies and trade-off among industries. And development banks, one of which we are in HDB, we are both providers of public funding and enablers to leverage private finance with a vital role, a role in mitigating economic deterioration and supporting recovery. We are the visible hand that mobilizes and directs the finance when is needed. Our role is on achieving a prosperous, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable economic landscape. And let me take you through how we did it. First of all, our priority is SMEs. What we do is we have a clear-cut strategy to assist the Greek economy to overcome. In that sense, we address market failures, we develop targeted, innovative, diverse, and inclusive financial mechanisms for SMEs to improve their access to finance. We see ourselves as the mechanism that delivers the first mile and the last mile funding. We connect the policy intention in conjunction with financial markets, providing results on the ground as we did during COVID. We have built an organization that wants to call herself as forward-looking, and we use strategy and opportunities. We have started the crisis in February 2020 with circa 280 million loans under management, and we can proudly claim now that we have disbursed in the market 8.6 billion. We have been issued circa 40,000 new loans to the Greek market, and we have a direct impact on increasing new jobs by circa 19,000, whereas our GVA contribution is counted to circa 6.2 billion. This is the financial impact, but in parallel of the financial impact, what we are doing is a non-financial strategy. We have created a dynamic e-community, we call it InnoAgora, And although it is a Greek platform, it is linked to a European platform that is together with France and Germany. We have currently 460 members in just a few months of operation. And we want to provide a learning, let's say, opportunity in our SMEs towards a better, a more extrovert profile, increasing their competitiveness and increasing their size. We see three interrelated imperatives: sustainability, innovation, and speed of execution. Our time to market, Deborah, has been 3 months. So we have been faster than even the commercial banks have achieved because we are more agile, we are new, we are fintech. And we saw a very specific, we grabbed, let's say, a very specific mandate and a very specific responsibility to be used as a safety net on the SMEs during this COVID period that was very critical.
Thank you, Athina. Before we go into a little bit of a different direction in our commentary today, I want you to share how you have put together a very inclusive, transparent decision-making process for how these funds are going out to the SME community in particular. And what are some of the criteria you've developed for measuring success as opposed to, well, we've given a loan and now we've done our job?
Yes, right. For us, it was not a matter of transformation because when we took the role, we were really small. So our heart was technology. We've used technology in all the processing of the loans eligibility. We are a second floor bank. So we have a channel that is the commercial banking system. And as a second floor bank, what we do is we implement policy, we implement priorities, we measure KPIs, we measure eligibility. In addition to what I've already addressed, that is identifying the market gap. So we have been able to increase our size drastically. We have been able to support a very big number of companies. Just to give you an example, the companies that we have served in 2019 have count for 60% of the total turnover of the country. So the majority of the bankable companies have been served through our products as well. So we are using technology as enabler. We go directly towards a fintech approach. We want to use all the modern tools, but also all the traditional know-how of the Greek entrepreneurship. That's why we have signed a lot of MOUs with most chambers. We have international cooperations with all IFIs. We have been awarded by EBA, the business angels of the European Business Angels Network, for being let's say, having the highest impact in Europe. We have been first in absorbing 3 billion from public money in less than a year. And the way we act is as we have been trained, the whole team, I mean, in our corporate backgrounds. So, and as already mentioned, we have been used on think globally, act locally, and combining those two. So the market is open. And to me, it is important and it will be used to our benefit, I believe. The increasing integration of artificial intelligence will change the world towards a different direction than the past that was a low labor, let's say, direction. Now we are turning into a more clever and more competent economies that will use artificial intelligence to cover lower labor.
Thank you. That was very exciting, and also the metrics of your success so early in the journey of the Hellenic Development Bank. You know, drawing on your interest and your leadership in charge of the Archaeological Receipts Fund in Greece and the great cultural, unique heritage of Greece, and what you're doing in the Hellenic Development Bank to knit your investments around sustainability. What do you think is the prospect going forward of Greece to really emerge as the leader in sustainable tourism? You have huge crowds this summer. Archaeological sites are mobbed. There are issues around hotels, etc. Is this an area that you are seeing as a very important competitive advantage for Greece's future?
I believe that there is a competitive advantage. Now, how I see the interlink. First of all, we address to a new generation, our children's generation that is looking for experience. And having a country that combines nature and heritage, I think is a blessing. So in Greece, we need to provide, first of all, to create awareness, and secondly, to provide all the tools for this experience, let's say, or the expectation of an experience that will be very profitable for the tourism industry as well. I'll give you one example. By extending by 1 or 2 days the arrivals, the average stay, this will bring an indirect income for Greece on the GDP that will be more than 1.5 billion. So our main industry, that is tourism, may be further, let's say, increased through what we call the cultural tourism, or even food, or even any kind of incremental experiences that not only baby boomers, that is our generation, but primarily the millennials will seek in the future, and will this will be their endeavor. So for us, changing, let's say, including innovation in all aspects on doing business and not just the ending product, is something that we saw that was paying out in the transformation of HDB, and it is something that we want to pursue in every direction, including culture.
So building the innovation, the sustainability, and the resiliency in all dimensions of activity is really a path to the future. We have so much activity on the chat with our GFC community and others that are really keen to ask our distinguished panelists some questions. So may I ask you to curate that and direct a few great questions to our panelists, the time we have?
Yes, Deborah, we have a kind of interesting question here, and from a colleague from London, I guess, and he's asking about investments, maybe what are the opportunities? And he says that he's given each one of you 100 million to invest, and asking where you would put that money.
Athina.
I think most of the areas have been covered, so I want to complement. So yes, I also believe in clean energy like hydrogen. We have been focusing on digital transformation and on green. But I would add something that has not been mentioned, and I know that the president with DuPont is very much aware. I would invest in innovative agriculture. I believe that is something that we need to see. Now the war in Ukraine has, let's say, put another, let's say, a threat for the future, for maybe countries that are not in Europe, are not in the States, but still there is a threat. So innovative agriculture that will give us, will take off our shoulder this threat, I think it would be a good idea. In any case, please, Alan, call us because we will make a fund with you. If you put 100 million, we will match it.
Great. Thank you.